What's going on? All my favorite little D-gens. It's your boy Sleazy here, and we're gonna have a little discussion here on this channel, on these videos, in the comments section about which one you guys think is better for games and which one you want to see more. Because Capcom surveys in, and I think they might have learned maybe a little something. Now I know I've covered Capcom previously, how they're going full DEI in their games and in their marketing and in their investments, which is terrible for the company. But I like that players are standing up. They're saying what they want. But I would like to know your guys' opinion on this. But before we get into the article, guys, make sure you smash that like button, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you share this out. Now, let's get into it. Capcom survey confirms players care more about exhilarating gameplay than superb graphics. Now, normally, and I've said this before, normally I read the title of the article and then I just decide if I'm going to cover it or not. This one I wanted to read into a little bit, and there's some things in here I definitely want to pick out and talk about. But let's start reading so you guys can see where I'm at. And finally, providing actual numeric evidence in support of the ever-growing player sentiment, the results of a recent Capcom player survey have confirmed that more than oh-so-deep narratives or unrealistic graphics, what players actually want from their video games is a genuine good gameplay experience. Yes, I will agree with that 100%. Because what I covered the Senua release and how I was like, man, this is going to be another terrible, short, just completely story-driven, nothing but cutscenes game, and people aren't going to like it. And a lot of people didn't. But of course, there's always going to be the tryhards that are like, this is the bestest game ever. Oh my god, nothing's ever going to beat this, which is what happened with that game. But continuing, hosted between February and April 24th, the Capcom Super Election was an open survey which asked players from around the world for their opinions on 10 Capcom-related topics, including their favorite studio character, which game they would like to see receive a sequel, and what exactly they look for from the developers' offerings. Now, here's where I have a little bit of an issue with that. Which game they would like to see receive a sequel? I don't like that these companies are going to have to force creators who don't give a damn about a series or a franchise or a video game itself and are only doing it because they're ordered to. I want my game devs to actually care about the game. Right? Because right now, we don't have devs that care about the game, at least in the AAA section of the gaming industry. They care about profits and diversity and quotas, which is why we get a lot of shitty games. So that's the one thing I don't like about this one. Receiving a final total of 254,000 global responses, most of which came from the US, well, that's a given, Japan, and then Brazil. Good job, Brazil. Showing out. The survey's results revealed such insights as Devil May Cry 5 being the studio's currently most popular title, Mega Man being the second most popular franchise in both the world and Japanese markets, and that regardless of gender or location, the fans absolutely love the character of Dante. Regardless of gender. We don't care about diversity. No, my God. They're shocked. Also, as an aside, you're telling us Mega Man is that popular and yet Blue Bomber can't get any new adventures? Get your act together, Capcom. I love that little troll in the article. I love it. All right, here we Hello. All right, focus. Back to the topic at hand. Uh, that's a solid 8. That's definitely a solid 8. Yeah, we changed the topic mid here. All right. However, perhaps the most interesting among these informational reveals was the hierarchy regarding what players were looking for in the developers' games. According to the results, players are most concerned with whether or not given game offered exhilarating gameplay, unique attractive characters, and unpredictable and exciting storylines. I like that. Overwhelmingly, people just want better gameplay. And I think that shows because there are a lot of indie games that focus on gameplay and not graphics. One of them being Factorio, which I don't remember if I covered on the channel or not. That might have been before my time. Might have been. But like Factorio had amazing gameplay. And granted, it's totally a TISM thing. It's not for everybody. But they tried to cancel him over it. And it's literally a game that's like satisfactory but top down and more in depth. So Factorio is one of my favorite games, but again, it's top down and it's really close to being pixel art. Let me see if I can find some screenshots because I know a lot of people played it, but I know a lot more didn't. So let's see. That actually looks pretty close to what I'm looking for. So here we go. So this is it. You're essentially building a giant assembly line for things, and you're getting attacked by bug monsters. So you've got to build defenses as well. Build roads, tanks, vehicles, rocket ships, flamethrowers, guns. But I mean, this is the quality of graphics, and I still think it's one of the best games I've played in a very long time because the gameplay is good. Whereas you look at things like the Suicide Squad, sure, it looks pretty, but the gameplay is absolute garbage. The story is absolute garbage, and nobody actually cared, and that shows in the number of people that are playing it. All right, so I'm going to interject here. I know I asked for your comments on what matters to you in games. I'd also like to know what you'd rate her. Okay. From there, memorable and moving background music. This one's like a double-edged sword for me. One, I worry about background music when I'm playing video games and I'm streaming them. And depending on the game, I don't like to hear background music. A couple examples: Alien Isolation. I don't want background music. I am trying to listen to any little noise, whether it be walking down a hallway or coming out of a vent. Or War Thunder, when I need to listen to see if I can hear an engine approaching me and which direction it's coming from. I don't want music. But some games, I absolutely do want good music. And I don't want to get dinged for playing your game and streaming it by YouTube. Depth for repeat play. Uh, I I don't care about repeat play that much. Normally, when I'm done with the game, I'm done with the game. And if there's replayability built into things like Baldur's Gate, I start multiple ones and I play them through and do the different things. So I tend to finish them around the same time. High difficulty levels to feel accomplishment and superior. Well, I know the games journalists hate that, and they want journalism mode where they can't die and they can't make a wrong move, and all they care about is diversity and how pretty it looks. So I want this for that reason alone. But yes, there are a lot of games where it feels so fucking bland and boring. You just quit because it's not worth playing. And novel worldview. Each appear to be of some importance to players, though not critically so. And finally, it's evidenced by their spot in the hierarchy's bottom three. Those elements which players considered least important to their enjoyment of a given game were superb graphics, with only 34,000 people caring about it. The ability to play with players worldwide, 19,000. And a unique first-time experience or new genre, 11,000 people. Absolutely wrecked everything the games journalists say are necessary to a good game. Everybody who plays video games just said, get wrecked. Eat dirt, you absolute weirdos. Every single, God, that's so. I feel like these are the people that still read Kotaku game articles and take them seriously, not make fun of them. I feel like that's what those are. Notably, the sentiment that gameplay is better than graphics was felt near equally by worldwide and Japanese audience, with exhilarating gameplay ranking first and second, and superb graphics eighth and seventh respectively in each region. We want oh my god. Oh my, how many times do I have to say it? We just want good games. We just want good games. To this end, while the results may leave various marketing departments across the video game industries utterly confused, they are, in reality, unsurprising. Again, fuck marketing departments. Listen to the fans. They tell you what they want. They don't want to be marketed to and be told and force fed everything that you've been feeding us for years. That's why your sales are down across the board, across every AAA company. We want the game we want. We don't want you to tell us what we want. After all, no matter how impressive a video game may look, despite all the potential ray tracing, face scan character models, or realistic hair physics, look, we only want two things: big boobas and jiggle physics. But what's the point of face scanning a character when with the only exception being Stellar Blade, you change the face to make it look androgynous and like a dude? What's the point of face scan characters if you're just going to ruin it? And at the end of the day, no one wants to play an unfun game. I completely agree. You know what? No, I'm going to do this because I love you guys. I love you guys. We're going to leave it on that picture while I go off on my rant here. So again, we have the fans telling every game studio exactly what they want and what they haven't had out of a game in probably 8 years at this point. And they're like, oh no, how did we get it so wrong? Because you quit listening to the fans. You quit listening to the people who spend the money with you. You started listening to absolute moronic marketing takes instead of developers, the people who created the ideas. You've pushed them all out of the sphere to clutch onto your DEI marketing advisements. And how has that worked out for you? Nobody actually cares about your games. But what in this article actually made me stop? It was an attractive female, scantily clad, made me stop in the middle of the article. And I know there's going to be people in the comment section doing that rating of her. I'm sure there's going to be 10s. I'm sure there's going to be 10s. I'm sure there's going to be 9s. I'm being conservative with my 8 because it can always be better. But this is it. You quit listening to the fans. And now you're doing the surprised Pikachu face when fans say they don't want what you've been offering. They want what you offered in the past. But I don't know. Am I the deranged weirdo here that actually cares about gameplay in video games? Am I the only weirdo here that wants to see the old style of gaming that the indie games are doing, which is why I mostly play indie games now? Because it's like the golden era of video games again. But I want to hear those thoughts in the comments section. But while you're there, guys, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. And make sure you share this one out. But until the next one, guys, be easy like sleazy.